What's up, GT gang? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Mojo GT. This is a short little intro. Before the intro, I want to thank you so much for watching, clicking on the video, and it's great to be back, finally editing some content for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. God bless you, and I'll see you at the end. What's up, GT gang? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Mojo GT, and today we are working on Martha, the Procharged 426 Hemi, which so happens to be a 2006 Dodge Charger SRT8. Started its life as a 6.1 Hemi. Now it's a 7-liter. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, we did a whole bunch of engine work, transmission work. Go ahead and watch the entire series if you guys don't know or haven't seen any of these videos. We're going to go ahead and get started right where we left off. So, if you guys did not know, I scored a $3,500 Procharger kit, Stage 2 Procharger kit. You know it's Stage 2, just based off of the orientation of the head unit. If you get a Stage 1 kit, your head unit and filter will be pointing towards the firewall, and your filter usually be around here. You can obviously see that's not the case. So I have a filter that we found on knn.com and installed it. It fits great. It looks really, really good. And we have filter media all the way around the outside and in the front. That way we're not restricting airflow. And using the factory Procharger stuff was extremely restrictive, and that's exactly why we're doing the modification we are now. This is factory Procharger stuff, as you can see. And talking to a few different members of the Mopar community, they say that I need to ditch this, okay? And I'm not one to just take somebody's word for it and then run. So he gave me a detailed, shout out to Justin. If you're watching this, I really appreciate you. He went over exactly what he did and sent me the parts that I needed to get, told me exactly what I need and why he did it. So the number one and number two multiple issues that this gives is a lack of throttle response. You have rubber hoses, standard worm hose clamps, and what they do is do a twist in intake air temperature sensor. So it has an O-ring, just twists in, and if you could really see this, it's really loose. I guarantee under high pressure or pretty much any pressure, that's going to push out and not create a seal, therefore having a boost leak. So what he opted to do, shout out to Justin again, man. I can't even thank you enough. What we're doing is coming off with a 90 at the throttle body, and we're having a long, about 16-inch, 45-degree pipe, which is right here. I have to cut this a little bit. Shout out to Brandon for the supply. I got you back. I'll make sure I make it right. And we'll come off through here, and then I have a couple silicone couplings to put there. This is a 130-degree stainless T-bolts. And then we have your typical 45 stainless T-bolts, of course. And we have a joiner coupling. And what else we got? Oh, a couple bungs for aluminum pipe. Aluminum bung to aluminum pipe. So it'll come off the front of the intercooler, and I'll take the bumper off to show you guys. Do that 130 to a 45, and that 45-degree pipe will go up through here, replace this. And then I'll put the 90-degree coupling here, which I don't have. I have to measure. And also, I have to have two aluminum bungs welded on. That's what I showed you guys. One for my methanol, and then another one for a threaded temperature sensor, air intake temperature sensor, that HHP supplies. So I already bought it. It's on the way somehow, somewhere. Not really sure when I get it, but I'll get it eventually. Yeah, that's pretty much the update, guys. Let's take this bumper off. All right, front bumper's off. As you can see, we're going to remove this hose and this intercooler piping here, the plastic one, and figure out starting from here over and see what we have to cut. We're going to have to cut this headlight housing as well as the radiator support back here. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, so my friend actually told me that his pipe was 16 inches, so I measured out. This is 20 some inches. 24 inches. So this one is 24. I took off 4 inches from each side, and I'm going to cut each one. So if I were just to take off 8 here, this 45 would be at an offset. So I had to take off 4 from each side. Obviously, you're cutting the difference of 8, so 4 on each side. I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to do a little bit of a rough cut. I actually used a hose clamp to get these straight. I measured 4 inches on either side of the hose clamp, tightened it down, marked it. Actually turned out really, really good. So lack of tools can't stop you. Let's go ahead and cut these. Alright guys, so here's what I have. 4 inches cut off on each side. Took a file to the edge. I'm going to take this home with me so I have a deburring tool that I can use on it. And then we'll be able to figure out what of these couplers we have to cut. Might have to cut them down a little bit. They look a little long just to get them to join properly. And then we're going to go from there. I'm going to have to pick up tomorrow because I work second shift this week. So I go in at 3. See you guys tomorrow. And we're back with the Charger, of course. And I took a little bit of time to clean up the bench. I made a pretty big mess yesterday and a few times before that. So clean that mess up, kind of can breathe a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and remove the radiator support. I already loosened it quite a bit just in order to fit some stuff up. I marked where I have to cut. Looks like I have to cut all the way across here, come down, shoot across. I'll probably overdo it on everything just because in all reality this really isn't that big of a deal. I can cut all the way up around through here, come down, even overshoot to down here. That way I give myself as much room as I possibly need. I really just want to cut this thing once. I might even go pretty dang close all the way out to here, but we'll see how it goes. I don't want to talk too much. Let's go ahead and take it off and start the process. And it's off. It's the first time I've had to take off the radiator support since I put the intercooler on, and you have to remove the intercooler in order to pull it, turns out, and the crash bar. So I have it out. I don't know if I have my rotary tool here to cut it, but I'm going to go look around for it. Hopefully I have it here. If not, I'll just run home. It's just five minutes away, so no big deal. I'm probably be smart to address some wiring that I have damaged right here while this is wide open. Be a lot easier to deal with. And on top of that, I should mention, today I'm going to buy the Tile 50mm blow-off valve, replace this ProFlow. I don't like the linkage setup, mostly. It's got a set screw, and you dial it in, is what it seems like. With a blow-off valve, typical blow-off valve, you just hook vacuum to it, it works how it should. So, before I took it off, I marked with a Sharpie exactly where I think it should be. So I'll have to cut this flange off, weld the new one. Let's keep it going. Alright, found my rotary tool right here. We're going to go ahead and cut it up and get it started. Alright guys, so, oh, that's me. Alright guys, so as you can see, I did exactly what Justin said. Cut the shit out of it. Just sprayed it with some satin black really quick just to cover up any bare metal. I know it's aluminum, but bare metal's ugly. But anyway, it looks like we got a straight shot. Hopefully, I'm worried about this getting in the way. So I might have to chop that. I didn't see that before. So I'm going to mock this up. I'm going to bolt the intercooler on and just see how it fits. Alright guys, it's the next day. We're back at it. I'm just going to remove the intercooler, remove the radiator support again, and notch out what we've got here. I think I'm just going to try to use some tin snips for that. As you can see, right here is what needs cut off, so I'll just cut as much as I can off. Hopefully I can get it with tin snips because it is snowing quite a bit outside, as you guys can see. So I'm going to try to not be outside as much as I can. So I'm also going to drill these a size up so that I can use these aftermarket push clips. I bought a bag of them off of like Amazon or eBay or whatever, but they always get stuck and break off because they're a little bit too big for these holes. So I'm going to drill those out until one fits perfect. But anyway, enough talking. Let's go ahead and pull it off, cut it, retry. Alright guys, so shout out to Sam for all the help. Appreciate you. We are working on the Charger again, of course. And we cut the absolute crap out of this radiator support. So, you can't really tell. Just kidding. Obviously, you can tell. All this is cut. Took a file as much as I possibly could. I've got a little bit of stuff back here still that could probably use a little bit of wipe down. But, shot some paint on it. Looks good for where it's at. Not a big fan on not making stuff look good just because people can't see it, but shot it with some paint. What else are you gonna do? I'm not gonna sit here all day cleaning this thing and paint it. So shot some paint at the steel and it looks good. We also realized that with the new setup we're gonna hit on, you want to hold that, Sam? So as you can see, we had to cut some of that out. That's where the pipe goes, but fits really good. Now we're going to button up this wiring, like to the fans and to the ambient air temperature sensor, and then we should be ready to throw the piping on, mark where we're going to weld the intake sensor bung as well as the methanol injection bung, take it over, get welded. All right guys, we are back from Uncle Art's house. I didn't even really show you guys this, but this pipe got welded up. 1/4 inch NPT bung here, 1/8 inch NPT bung here, one for methanol, the other for intake air temperature. And we also had the factory Procharger pipe modified. Excuse the mess here, guys. I'm kind of in the middle of this, but there was a T that came out here. It was like, this is 3-inch pipe, and then we had a pipe come off that was maybe 1.5 inches. But anyway, we went ahead and, or he went ahead and welded up this V-band flange for my new blow-off valve, 50 millimeter tile blow-off valve, and it is mint. Let me tell you guys what. Look at that, dropping dimes. You know, man, I can't even stress enough, guys. Uncle Art has done so much for this build, so much advice, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, he doesn't really like to be on camera. If you watch in previous videos, you'll know who Uncle Art is. But shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for all the help. Thanks for the hookup. If you guys were wondering, we are getting these powder coated. I'm going to get this powder coated as well as this one and this one. But it is Saturday and I want to start this thing. So we're going to start it, play with it for 1.5 days, take it off Sunday night, and then Monday morning, I'm going to take this. I work second shift, so I don't go until 3 p.m. I'm going to wake up early, take this about an hour away, my 3 pipes, get them powder coated wrinkle black to match my valve covers, and some homage to the original 426 Hemi with wrinkle black. So anyway, I have this in place. Obviously, as you can see, all these clamps from here to here are tightened, and that pretty much does it. I have to add some thread sealant to these, and then they will be done. I have to make a couple couplings. I bought some silicone to replace this coupling and this coupling, and then everything will be silicone. I also bought a pack of 8 of the T-bolt stainless T-bolt clamps to replace these standard worm clamps. I have nothing but problems with them. As far as other people's problems go and experience goes, you're ending up having to double up these worm clamps, and these T-bolt clamps are just night and day way better. So we're going to run those. All right, guys, we have the intercooler piping done, everything buttoned up. We even have the blow-off valve plumbed, as you can see. We have some wiring that's kind of laying here, so we won't worry about this. This is just headlight harness stuff, no big deal. So we'll leave that there. And same thing over here, same thing. Yeah, so I'm at the point where we're about to upload a tune. All right, I hope you guys really enjoyed that video. So it comes off with a 4-inch to 3-inch 90-degree coupler off the throttle body to a 16-inch 45-degree aluminum pipe to our 45-degree coupling to a joiner pipe to 130-degree coupling into our intercooler, and then we have the factory Procharger pipes that come off the bottom of the intercooler up to the Procharger head unit. Just replace the couplings with silicone and stainless T-bolt clamps. So that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out my TikTok. I'm starting to really get back into content, so I really appreciate all you guys, all your patience. I hope you guys enjoy the content because I have pretty much a year's worth of content to go through. So I appreciate you, and I see you in the next one. Peace.